I was filming a thing in LA and I went to meet Brian and had a chat, but then I wasn't available, and then the thing I was doing, they wouldn't let me out of the contract, and then I was, and then I wasn't again, so it was a very torturous sort of lead up to it. I am quite a physical actor. I do sort of respond to things in a physical way, and I think about the way a character moves first. Very thoughtfully, the film had a movement person to help me. He's called Notary, and he'd worked with Cirque du Soleil, and his sort of circus background was good because Nightcrawler is supposed to come from the circus, but he's also worked on like Planet of the Apes and The Grinch and things, helping actors find a style of movement that is kind of unique for the projects.
Remember that the shoulders come up, the oil comes up, over, around, over your shoulders and down your back. Let the oil drip down. Good. The presence of a superhero is such a fine line between what's beautiful and what's ugly. You know, it's incredible how fine that line is when you're in this beautiful makeup and you've got a tail and you've got, you know, these beautiful hooves on your hands and feet. There's a real scary line between what looks great and what can look really bad. So it all comes down to subtlety, and the subtleties of the movement are really, really important. What I like to do when we're discovering a new character is start working on the torso. Just try to build the frame and see because the frame is the essence of the character. With this character, he has a prehensile tail and he's super flexible. So I thought it might be interesting to kind of continue the movement of his tail through his spine and up through his shoulders. So it started that way. So I just started playing with the idea of him feeling as though the tail was a continuum of his own spine. Costumes? Again. Just tore his pants open. Yeah. I know. It's okay. Kind of an award for that.
I mean, it's hard to kind of find something that had the balance of being not too animal and yet not kind of human, and be able to be quite subtle, suggest things. So it was quite hard to do that, and it's quite hard work because you find out the way to do it by jumping around and running about. The makeup, the worst thing about the makeup is getting up so early. I mean, actually that's a lie. The worst thing is there's many worse things about it.
These are some of the original designs for, or concept drawings for Nightcrawler for his tattoos, and this is the first look we see him in the White House, the paint. We've changed this considerably, as you'll see in the movie. There's another concept. These ones here are very close to where we're going. Each of these symbols are our conjuring symbols. They conjure up angels. Each one conjures a different kind of angel. Those symbols have been around for like thousands of years. And this is very close to where we end up.
See, but he did put some shadows on here.
I see all that. I'm not disputing that. What I wanted to see was design, some kind of like dark, now light, and it's almost like. Sorry.
Do we have a wet nap or something?
Let me see.
There we go. Go right there, Brian.
Yes. Oh, this is gonna literally take stuff off. Yeah. Yeah, I'll clean you off here.
Almost like that Michael
now
Jackson.
It just tears off the stuff.
Watching Michael Jackson. You know that?
Right on his face, because he doesn't have the plastic. He has the plastic on it. He has a base.
Look at this. No, but look what happens here, though. I mean, I tore it here, so forget that. But just something like something like a faint thing there, but more faint, where a green, for instance, there's a green underneath here. And then...
Oh, if I have that kind of luxury with other colors, then by all means, there's lots of possibilities.
Like there's a green here, and then it bleeds into the green. The blue bleeds into the green.
So we're not.
Do you know what I mean?
So we're not concerned that he's.
No,
we can put more colors here.
Yeah. The blue, it's primarily going to be blue. The blue will overshadow things. The green will just bounce it a little bit.
And there's these tattoos that go on, first of all, that are sort of raised tattoos which they have to transfer into my face, and then you sort of syringe. They get these syringes, and it's like icing a birthday cake. They kind of trace out the patterns. It's absolutely a nightmare from hell.
We have special syringes. We just basically line them on over top of the transfers, and it gives us a raised scarring pattern. Takes a long time, longest part of the makeup.
It's hard to have anyone invade your space at that time in the morning, let alone two grown men with airbrushes. And also the airbrushes are really cold. They heat up the paint, but as soon as it goes into the air, it's really cold in your face.
Very close to switching on the other. We'll do that. We got to do the over. I want to show them. See, this is the Nightcrawler first coat for neck. That gives you an idea what he has to go through. That's only the first coat.
And these are the elements that we've built for him. These are his feet, and he has a custom-made leather boot inside here with elastic that slides on. So we slide them on and off. They're quite comfortable, a custom fit to his own feet. And this is his tail harness and his tail, and we interchange these tails. There's a spring steel inside these things, so it's all based on the premise of gravity and movement. So rather than try and puppet it with strings and stuff like that, we let his own body movement manipulate the tail. So it's a very natural movement, and I'll show you here how we make those connections. We just unscrew these, and the rod slides out, and we can put a new tail on with a new rod and a new configuration. And we have tails like this that have armature wires in them that we can just bend to whatever for like wrapping around a tree or something like that he's hanging from. And his teeth, I had those made in England.
Yeah, go for hands. I'm going to put the eyeliner on.
And his eyes are made in England.
We got you off the drugs.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Ironic, sitting out.
Okay, I'm ready.
Chiefly have a crack at the moment.
Go first.
These should be easier to wear too because you're without that cataract.
They're about the
They
same
won't be
size.
so occluded. Do they? Don't they smoke off in the center on the other ones? Don't they blend off a little bit?
It's like Chinese torture, constantly poking. I mean, it's like 3 or 4 hours in makeup, depending how well I behave, and 10 hours when the day that I did my whole body. I mean, that was with 3 people at me for 10 hours. It's just maddening. You want to like lash out and punch people.
Never, ever again. If there's a sequel, we have to talk.
What's